everyone, welcome to the video submission number 4 of the day 3 of the web project. We will be now going through the Remember Me feature that is in the sign-in process. So in the previous videos we created a sign-in UI, a sign-up UI. We coded the sign-up process, we connected it to a database, and we went through that the sign-in was successful. We coded the sign-in in the previous video, and we successfully checked with the database of our account that we created, and we signed in. So now we go into the remember process, which is a little bit complex. So we shall start, and as always we have to have our exam running. We have our exam running. And so in the previous video we created a user called testuser1 testuser1@gmail.com. So we will log in using his credentials, and we will tick remember me. So first of all we will do testuser1, that's his password, testuser1 123 testuser1@gmail.com. So first of all we click the remember me and we sign in. Right, login successful, redirecting. We will not save the password here because we already have saved it in the cookie. So when we go back, you can see it's still saved here, and that is because of this. So as you can see, we have all this saved here. So we can actually delete all, give it a refresh, and log in again. Actually, this is just due to the browser saving it in. And we will not click the remember me, and we will sign in. Sit on all this, go back, and as you can see, we do not have the special cookies that we created. We only have the session ID, which is normal. So yeah, we will get into how we did that, what are the processes that are running in the background. So let's get into it. So as shown earlier, we created 2 new tables for our user. So one is for the password and the other one was for remember token. So as you saw earlier, we had some cookies saved, and that is saved in the remember tokens table. So when we open IDSQL and go to remember tokens, yes, as you can see the time is 7:10. So at 7:09 we created this. And as you can see, this will last for another 30 days. So this is the table that stores it, and the token is also hashed so that no one can steal the token ID. We saw it on the browser, but it's actually saved as a hashed value, basically just encrypted in the hash format. So we will now get into the code. So as you can see here, there's nothing special. This is still the same basic HTML that we use with Tailwind to make it much attractive. And so yeah, when the remember me is checked, we make sure that it's checked. So if it is checked, it goes into the process. So we'll go into the process right now. So as shown in the previous video, the only validation we have is just a true or false check. We just check whether it has been selected or not, because a user can have the preference of not having it clicked. Whereas in the sign up, we had a similar checkbox, but the checkbox was for terms and conditions, and without clicking that you cannot proceed forward. But whereas here we have the choice of saying no, right? So that is all in terms of validation. So we take the input of whether it is selected here or not. We take it from remember, ID name remember. We'll go back to the index and look at that. And yes, we have the ID name remember. So based on that, we take it, we check it, we give it a value, remember me, variable remember me, and we check whether it has been selected or not. If it is selected, we have one process. If it is not selected, we have a different process, and we will look at that right now. So here it is. So as said before, this is just the validation for the login, and after the validation is actually successful, based on whether it's true. If it is true, as you can see, we create a hash for the token, because a cookie token is actually quite a important thing. Someone could steal that and actually access your session and get access to what you're doing. Basically, it's called a man in the middle attack, where he pretends to be the user, so we have to hash the token as well. So that's done there. And then we give it an expiry. So as seen here, there is a created at and an expiry. So how we set the expiry is, we take the current date and we add 30 days. So after 30 days, that cookie is expired, it's deleted. So it checks the database, and if it is selected, we give it 30 days. If it is not selected, if the remember me isn't, we don't save it, and that happens over here. So we create a session, and we are collecting the user ID, first name, and the email, as was shown before. And so each one is given 30 days to be saved, to be used as session cookies, so that you do not need to constantly log in. For an example, let's take you're shopping on Amazon or Daraz, and you're someone who buys things daily. You're not going to the grocery store, you're buying on the Daraz mall because it's much cheaper and it comes to your house. So for someone like that, this the remember me feature is really important, because if not, imagine you have to constantly log in, you have to type your password, you have to type your email. That's if you take it could be just about 30 seconds, maybe a minute at most. But if you add that up over someone who uses it 10 times, 20 times, that's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe even an hour. So we curtail that or stop that by saving the cookie. But also there are instances where we do not save the cookie. So as you can see here, if it is selected, we save the ID and the email and give it 30 days and store it in our database right over here. But if it is not, so as you can see, it's not given any value. There's no value here. There's no value and there's no time. So as we showed earlier, when we log in without it, there is no cookie. There's only a session ID, which is an automatic thing. So this could be if you're on an unsecure network, or you're using someone else's device, be it a work device or a friend's device. You do not want to be logged in all the time. So that could be a security purpose as well. So yeah, that is most of it for the remember me. So again, we will go through it. So when you log in, we have the remember me. So this just checks if it has been already checked before the load is happening, before you load the page. And then we have in the process, we create a session, we check the variables, check the input, and then if the remember me is checked, we create a secure token, because as I said before, the token is quite important, as important as password. So we give it the priority of a password, and we hash it or encrypt it, set an expiry, that is 30 days after the date, and yeah, we give it a 30-day time span for the expiry. And if it is not checked, if it is not else, we actually don't save anything, and yeah, we basically do not save anything. There's no cookie is saved. And that is all for the remember me section. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video, which is for the forgot password and the process around that. Thank you.